Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. No frills, no fluff, just source. It's time to get back to source. You guys have been going fucking through it. And I've been telling you, you're going from black and white to Technicolor. But that transition, bruh, that transition ain't easy. Saturn, your ruling planet, is a little over halfway through Pisces, and there's still so much to go. But there's still so much God to gain. There's still so much light and insight to gain. There's still so much profound transcendence that's coming from all of this pain that you guys have been enduring. So grab your gear, grab your things. We got shit to talk about. I love you. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. Yes, this reading is late as fuck. I've been going through it as well. So here we are. I want to read you something. This is the lyrics to a song called Porcelain by JoJo. If you haven't heard her new shit, bitch, go like, yes. Anyway. I don't know what's coming over me. Took a look into the mirror and found clarity. The moment I got rid of everything, I realized that I was my worst enemy. I had to break it to rearrange it and turn into a beautiful mosaic. I saw a problem. I had to change it. I left my sadness in fragments, porcelain, shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain. Had to shed a couple layers just to feel my skin, porcelain. I let it happen because I'm tired of forcing it, porcelain, and now I'm stronger than I've ever been. Do I want to go a little bit deeper? This time I'll let things be. Can't open new doors with old keys. It's time I forgive me. I had to break it and rearrange it. It turned into a beautiful mosaic. I saw a problem. I had to change it. I left my sadness in fragments, porcelain, shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain. Had to shed a couple layers just to feel my skin, porcelain. I let it happen because I'm tired of forcing it, porcelain, and now I'm stronger than I've ever been. Something died, now I'm born again. My spirit flies, now I'm traveling. I made a change and it's evident, and now I'm stronger than I've ever been. Go check out, and it's a bop too. Go check out Porcelain. I know I read it all dramatic, but like, it's a bop. Hydrate, light it if you need it. You probably do. As I go ahead and clear out this funky ass energy, welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Welcoming in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. And I know everybody else got like a pretty intro and blah blah blah, and I'm sure you guys on some level would have loved that, but that's not what you need. I feel like there's something about getting to the bare bones of like getting to the point of like this is so much more than a reset. I feel like that it's a rebirth, and that's Pluto being in your sign for the last 15 years. Like for Scorpio and Capricorn readings, I feel like source, like spirit got me ahead of the game, and I've been giving you guys all this encouragement, letting you know like things are changing, things are on the up and up, and they absolutely are. But the thing is that Pluto is a planet of ordeals and the transformations that arise from them. And I feel like you guys are deep in the transformation phase. I feel like the last little bits of ordeals, for this cycle have already happened. And now it's like the rebirth that it's generating inside of you. And we're in the dead of winter. And I feel like some of you are in like the dead of winter in your life, and all the leaves have fallen off. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. And you're dreaming, hoping, wishing for something better and more positive and to get to that next level. The thing is that like we can't skip steps. And what you're enduring right now is a necessary step for where you're about to be launched into. What was that line? Shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain. Had to shed a couple layers just to feel my skin. And that's what I feel like you guys are going through. Like there's something about like you being able to feel who the fuck you actually are now. You being able to like, you coming into this new understanding, this new knowing of who you are and where life is taking you, and where you're steering your life. So I'm just going to dive in and ask for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. I'm so sorry that this is late, but is anything ever really late? Aren't we on? I think the divine is always on time. And this is when I was able to do it. This is when I had it in me. And that's the thing. It's like, what? Make sure you're not forcing things. What was that? I let it happen because I'm tired of forcing it. Don't force shit. You don't need to force anything. Let it happen. Because everything is happening for you anyway. You know? The good, the bad, it's all happening for us. The divine is constantly conspiring in our favor. And it always takes time and a very specific amount of hindsight to be able to understand that. But I feel like you're starting to get it. I let it happen because I'm tired of forcing it. You don't need to force anything. And as a Capricorn, you're used to pushing. I'm a pusher. I love a Mean Girl reference. But there's something there around I don't need to force anything. I'm not in control anyway. And you finally understanding you're not in control of anything. All we can control, I feel like as a species, is what we voluntarily put into our bodies, whether we react or respond, and what we do about our intentions. Everything else is really outside of our jurisdiction. So what are your intentions and what are you doing about said intentions? Do your actions match your ambitions? You know the motto. I let it happen because I'm tired of forcing it. Shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain. And some of you may feel like there are pieces of you that have just been shattered, or there's something about you that's been shattered, or something feels broken, something's in need of repair. And the thing is like, we all want the rebirth, but you got to have the death before you have the rebirth. We all want the glow up, but you got to have the fucking dull and dim to glow up. Like and I feel like if anybody understands that the most, it's you guys. So I just want to remind you that the light at the end of the tunnel, whether you can see it or not, it's still there. There is no up without down. There is no left without right. We're all in the midst of, we're all at the mercy of polarity in this realm. And so what you're going through was intentional. And you have every right to be angry with the divine, every right to be angry with yourself, every right to be angry with whomever caused that pain. And I feel like it's important that you express that anger. I feel like it's important that you don't harbor it or bottle it up. Whatever it is that you're going through, you can't harbor it. You can, but you should not harbor or bottle it up. All right. Because stagnant water is dangerous, you know? And there's so much emotional movement. Saturn in Pisces is like, what's going on with your mental health? What's going on with your spiritual practices? What are you doing about it? You are the sign of I do, I use. You want to do something. You want to fix something. You want to be proactive. And I feel like some of you are in places or in situations where you're powerless. You can't do anything. You can't fix it. You feel useless. And there is quite the deep, profound, beautiful lesson coming from that feeling of helplessness or uselessness. Specifically for you guys, because you're so used to fixing. You're so used to doing. You're so used to making it happen. Making it work for other people. Making it work for yourself. Making it work for the job. Making it work for the company. Making it work for the culture. But I feel like some of you are really being forced to learn how to rely on a higher power or rely on your connection to a higher power. The King of Cups keeps showing up on the bottom of the deck. And I feel like that has a lot to do with where you're going. Saturn in Pisces wants you getting way more masterful with your emotions, with your spirituality, with your creativity. Specifically, and that mastery will be born from a place of pain. All right. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. Cards are being real reticent with you guys. Goodness gracious. All right, the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Remember that their rebirth I was just referring to? Yeah, that's what you're in the midst of. Because the thing is, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the victimized version of you, the version of you that was wronged, the version of you that's in pain, the version of you that had an outdated thought process or an outdated way of thinking or feeling or approaching things, they can't be in the driver's seat any longer. Shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain. Had to shed a couple layers just to feel my skin. And where there has been death, there will be a rebirth. Where there was loss and grief, you are being reinvented cosmically, like reinvented. A lot of you are reinventing yourselves. It's like the initial stages of a whole new relationship to yourself, the initial stages of a whole new relationship to your habits, to your relationship to money, to your relationship to your self-worth, to your relationship to your ethics. This is this is like you don't know this version of you yet. A lot of your friends and coworkers and family don't know this version of you yet, especially for Capricorn, Sun, and Moon. I feel like this is the initial stages of new projects. Some of you have been trying to approach a very important project with an outdated thought process, or the motivation behind it was not where it's supposed to be, or the pace of things, the pace that you were trying to push things at, like something wasn't right. And I feel like there is this brand new cycle in the realm of the mind that had to be initiated before you could plant these new seeds. So the first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is which aspects of yourself need to be laid to rest. For some of you, like the immature version of you is falling away. The person that would spend money on like very frivolously is falling away. The fuck boy or fuck girl in you is being laid to rest or being killed off. Um, where you wanted bottom of the deck being the full reverse, where ooh, where you were ooh, where you were wanting to fuck off and be foolish and play and just do all this stuff. I feel like some of you are realizing that you have a beautiful opportunity in front of you that requires your discipline and structure and requires your attention. um I'm not taking these, but there is a leveling up when you put away the foolishness. Something has happened that's made what's that quote? Since I got my computer right here. Yes, phone, I will take my probiotic. Keep sending me notifications. Like when I was a child, I did childish things. Oh, that's a scripture. First Corinthians. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Damn! That's what's happening. Those shattered pieces on the floor like porcelain, the shattered pieces are that childish shit, that like that immature behavior or those immature thought processes, or like the kind of like degenerative kind of thought process. Some of you, like, you called yourself a degenerate, or you thought of yourself that way, or you didn't think a lot of yourself or didn't think much of yourself, or some of you had a very, very high inflated concept of yourself. And I feel like some of you have been through some shit that has humbled you. Some of you have been through some shit that's forcing you to be reborn, that's forcing you to start over, to plant new seeds. So, what's going on with your relationship to money management? What's going on with your relationship to your energetic budget? What's going on with your relationship to your self worth? Your habits are changing, your mindset is changing. There may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that you're learning a lot of lessons from, or you're finally putting away the pain or tending to the pain that was caused by or that you did to this person. I feel like there's finally like something beautiful is coming from all of this fucking pain. And it may involve someone younger than you. It may involve like the youth. It may involve children. But I feel like you have this new seed, you have this new opportunity, you have this new precious thing. Something of value may be given to you, someone of value really showing up, someone that you want to build a strong foundation with, someone that you want to plant seeds with, you want to reap a harvest with, is around you or is inspiring you in some sort of way. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. It could absolutely be professional as well. But I just feel like there's this whole like firm new footing that you have in the foundation of your life. Some of you are rebuilding from the foundation up, and you couldn't take that old mindset with you. Can't open new doors with old keys. Please continue for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aquarius season 2025. The Magician at the center of the reading, and he's upright. There's so much for you to develop, and Saturn in Pisces wants you aware of your magic, wants you aware of that ethereal side of yourself, wants you aware that there are forces that are greater than you at work, even if those forces are just gravity and, you know, physics. But at least start there. I do feel like science is the language of the divine. And some of you are at a place where you're just tiptoeing your way into your spirituality. But your mind is going to make you confront a lot about your emotions. And so there's just like, what have you learned about yourself lately? Aquarius is the sign of I know, and I feel like you are in a position to know new things about yourself. You've recognized new things about yourself. There may be somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements playing a big role or is at the center of the season for you. There could be a new thought process, a new analyzation process that's really important for the rest of Aquarius season. There's what talents or skills or gifts do you need to develop? There's something about evading greed. Don't be greedy, and tend to your power. Don't be afraid of your own greatness. Don't be afraid of your bigness. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot. You know, some of us are realizing that there is a fear of success or there is a fear of progress in some sort of way. But the center of the reading, being the magician, is letting you know all of this bullshit is happening to get you to oneness. Number one, to get you to oneness within yourself, get you out of a place of codependency, get you out of a place of, you know, maybe even hyper independence for some of you, into a healthy oneness with yourself, your higher self, the different aspects of your soul. Get you to oneness with the God of your understanding. But I feel like you're divinely supported. You have everything that you need. You are divinely supported. You have everything that you need to shoot your shot and to go forward, especially with whatever like business idea or project or lifestyle change you're thinking about doing. You have everything you need to do it. You don't need all this extra accoutrement. You don't need all this extra, I need this, I need that, I need this, it needs to be perfect. No, it fucking doesn't. All it needs is your attention and your action. Go. I feel like also you guys your heart is being opened. And that feels really important. Your heart is being opened. And all this willpower is going to be poured into you so you can use that willpower to generate this new thing for yourself. Whatever this is, a general reading. So eat the meat, leave the bones. I would definitely suggest watching the Aquarius season astrology video that has all the important astrological dates. Also, join my ethical cult, Spartan Spirit Squadron, over on Patreon. We're going to clarify all these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content and a tier for daily readings as well. So be sure to check that out. The links are in the description box below. Final two cards, final two messages, please, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You see how I'm slinging these cards and they're not coming out. I'm not trying to force anything to come out, but there is something there around like, bruh, they want to be very specific with you. And thank you. I got two, the Empress and the Moon. And so, okay, I feel like some of you this rebirth has a lot to do with the fact that you're finally in the position to confront some of your mother wounds. Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's interesting, this, like, if you join me over on the plunge, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the center of the reading is all this yellow, and yellow is solar plexus chakra energy. And the solar plexus is where our willpower is housed. It's like the reading is bookend with this kind of like heaviness or darker energy. And so the closer we get to Pisces season, this is Pisces card, I feel like there is a whole new relationship to your self-worth, to your creativity, to your sovereignty. Going from the 1 to the 3, there's 3 major arcana out. So the rest of Aquarius season, I feel like, and into Pisces season, is going to be very, very powerful for you guys. Very like it's like emotionally moving. Like there's something going from the 1 to the 3. It's like you get in that oneness within yourself. You tap into that hardwire to the divine. You tap into building a healthier relationship to your thought process, and then to your thought processes, and then all of a sudden I feel like you're gonna reap a harvest. Your self-worth really comes together. That's the thing about Capricorns, is y'all don't do the best at taking care of yourself. Y'all, you know, I just feel like when it's like, you know, you're worth it, but you give all of that energy that you could, all the Empress energy, all of that, like, I'm the motherfucking baddest, all of that stuff. It's like you give that out to everybody else. And I feel like now is a time that you're starting to retain it for yourself. So let me zoom out a little bit. The bottom of the deck being the Six of Swords also says, like, you guys are getting out of a situation that you know you shouldn't be in anymore, getting out of a mindset that you know you shouldn't be in anymore, turning your back on the bullshit and going towards peace, towards harmony. I feel like there's something that you've been doing that you know is making it harder for yourself. There's something that you've been doing that's making your situation harder. And I feel like you're finally being done with that and moving towards wish fulfillment, moving towards happiness and completion with the right people. You just got to be careful about like what it is you've been holding on to, and why are you holding on to it, and where is it going to get you in the long run. I feel like it's important to have like foresight, or to tap into some foresight. If I keep doing what I'm doing, it's going to take me somewhere. There will be consequences for my actions. Am I okay with those? Do I want those consequences? Do I want to expose myself to that? Do I want to expose my relationship to this? Do I want, is this what I really want to be doing out here? Some of you I feel like are starting to think about commitment, marriage, in a different way. Some of you are there's like an important conversation now that Venus is in Aries. I feel like there's this whole new cycle around, which squares you, Capricorn, uh, sun and rising. Um, Venus being in Aries is a squaring energy for you guys, and that squarings are like arm wrestling, and so there's like this kind of cosmic tug of war going on between who you are and what you do, and what your actions say about who you are. Okay, so some of you are still recovering from a situation or an ailment or some kind of like shitty situation, or with someone that has Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. And I feel like you're finally turning away from that, or finally healing from that, or finally moving forward. Like you know how to proceed forward with this person. You may be dealing with somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, and they're going through it a lot. Like they're having a very hard time. They're really struggling. Fuck. You may even realize that this person with the there could be like something about a mean streak, recovering from someone's mean streak, or maybe you have had a mean streak, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. But I feel like you're finally softening. Something is humbling you and softening you, and you understand, like, or something is connecting you to your inner child, and it's like revealing to you, like, damn, there are some things that I need to tend to. There are some wounds that I need to heal. There are some things that I need to like possibly go to therapy about, or talk to people about. Hydrate. That's the thing. The center of Aquarius season, I feel like it's time to talk about it. Some of you are very concerned about your mother. Some of you are realizing that there's a little bit of a mother wound, or wounds around like your femininity, or wounds around your relationship to commitment or creativity. There may be somebody with Taurus, Libra, or Pisces placements, maybe Cancer placements, that things are unclear about. I feel like there's something about confronting your emotions, old pain resurfacing. It may be around an ex. It may be around someone with Taurus, Libra, or Pisces, or Cancer placements. I just feel like there's this deep realization of like, okay, halt. Like, I can't keep doing this way. If you're dealing with somebody else that has Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, I feel like by way of effective communication, things can really go to the next level. Like you just have to learn to effectively communicate. And Capricorns, you can have this thing where you kind of talk to everybody like they're your employee. And I feel like you're addressing that or fixing that. There may be somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements that is opening their heart or helping you open your heart, or helping you realize that you have everything that you need or you have enough. There may be somebody with Taurus placements, that Taurus or Libra placements, that you're reaping a harvest with, or they're reaping their harvest. They're diving deeper into their feminine energy and their feminine emotions and their softer side. And it's like, that's the way. There's something about leaning into the feminine side, getting very receptive, getting very receptive, not secretive. So be careful of that. If there's issues around secrecy or lies or deceit or things that are being hidden, I just do not feel like that's going to go in your favor. But I feel like the moon coming out actually is like, yo, the closer we get to Pisces season, there's going to be some aha moments around why you do what you do when you know what you know, why your subconscious mind is set up that way. I think that it would be very, very beneficial for you all to start researching the subconscious mind, diving deeper into your psycho-cybernetics, doing your part to really confront what's underneath the surface or what has been concealed. There's like a very specific spiritual journey that you guys are on, and has everything to do with you coming out of your shell and crossing this rite of passage. You know, if you look at the moon, this trail, I wonder if you can see it. This trail goes all the way up to this mountaintop. In Capricorn, you are the sign of the mountaintop, striving for the mountaintop. And I feel like by way of confronting your subconscious mind, by way of confronting the mother wounds, you really get to a whole new mountaintop. I feel like the closer we get to Pisces season, there's someone with Cancer or Pisces placements that's going to really help you figure out like which side of my ass, like which side of me needs to be in the driver's seat, because they can't steer anymore. I've laid them to rest where they need to be. So is it important? Is it time for me to be in this, you know, how long can you let the feral wolf lead? And for some of you, you know, it's like, at what point does the wolf become destructive to themselves and to yourself? And what's so wrong with consistency and domestication? And is that something that you want? I feel like some of you are really thinking about like commitment in a completely different way. But the root of it is your mother wound. There is something here about like, if you plant the seed, if you plant the seed, there is a very specific harvest that will be reaped. And the divine is going to water that. It's like, if you're brave enough to redirect what you're harnessing your willpower into, you're going to have a very, very different experience with your spirituality. You're going to have a very, very different experience with this Taurus or Libra or Pisces or Cancer placement person. But there's a bit of like a rite of passage, or there's like a threshold to cross, is how this feels. But the threshold can't be crossed until you turn your back on what you know doesn't serve you in the long run. I'm ready to clarify these cards. I love you. I'll see you over on Patreon. Let's get into it. Oh, did I? For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.